Hi, hello flute drawers, how's it going? Today I'm gonna be roasting my old ugly art from my old ugly sketchbooks and then redrawing it in my current style to see how I improved in 7 years. I have a lot of old sketchbooks, so this will be a reoccurring format on this channel. Probably. I won't be redrawing every drawing, only characters I find interesting, and the goal is to figure out whether that was actually bad design or just a skill issue. So make some tea, draw along, eat along, and let's get into it. I'll start with this red sketchbook. It's from 2018, which means I was 13, 14 at the time, and it's filled with cringe to the brim. There are so many speech bubbles with the cringiest statements. Like almost every single page has speech bubbles. I will probably blur most of them because it's too painful to look at. For half of this sketchbook, I was using ink and watercolor pencils, and then halfway through I switched to markers, which improved the quality by a little bit, but only in the coloring department. I think you can clearly see a pattern. There's a little something all these faces have in common. Or should I say, a big something all these faces have in common. Dude, what are you sniffing out there with that potato of yours? I mean, nothing wrong with having a big nose, but this is unhealthy. I'll start with this one. I looked at her and I immediately knew I wanted to redraw her because I like the idea, I like the colors, I love frogs, I really love frogs, and these frogs look so stoned. They look like they got beat up. Poor things. Don't worry, I'll help you. For this challenge, I decided I'm not going to change the original poses. I will draw every character in the same pose as they are. I can improve the pose to make it look more balanced and natural, but without making any major changes. So I wanted to see if I can fix the anatomy, or the lack thereof. I mean, I don't draw the most realistic bodies, but this is too much even for me. Those hips, they don't lie. And with a waist like that, if I were her, I wouldn't lean over. I'd be afraid I'll snap in half. I obviously made the hips more natural looking. Hips should not look like a perfect sphere. Also, her hands and her eyes are different sizes, but that's okay. I mean, that's not okay, but I fixed that. The design itself is ass. Absolute monstrosity. Why is she a unicorn? Just why? Why did I give her a horn? Why does she have no pants on? I guess maybe because she's swimming in the swamp. But at least give her a swamp skirt or something. And don't make it white. Who wears white when they go swimming in the swamp? Also, I like the color palette, but I hate the fact that she's got these pink spots on her face when there is no more pink anywhere else on the drawing. Like, why pink? You know? Again, same as with this horn, it doesn't belong here. It doesn't belong in this design. But for the sake of this challenge, I will keep all the original details to see if I can find a way to make them work. I really enjoyed drawing the frogs. I made them more chubby and a bit more expressive than the whatever these were. And I'm not sure what those tentacles are. Where are they coming from? I don't think they're growing from her back. I assume it's just swamp vines or maybe a swamp monster of some sort. I don't think there was any thought behind it actually. I probably just added that for decor. I really don't like that she's got two very different aesthetics clashing in her design. It's this swamp aesthetic, which has to be like earthy and messy, and then there is this ethereal unicorn aesthetic with that crystal and the giant diamond ring. I definitely would not go with this design now, but I like the way she turned out. I think she looks way more balanced. This took me 8 hours, which is good. It's good. I expected a bit less, but it's fine. It was worth it because I love this frog. What do you think? Was this design doomed from the beginning? Does it work? Does it not? I'm not sure it does. I don't know. Okay, let's see what else we got. Immediately laid my eyes on this one. It's so good. In a really bad way, but it's so good. She's so cool and emo, it makes me want to die. And also this portrait I thought could be cool to do. Haven't had much practice drawing animals, so let's see if I can redraw this fox. And again with the nose tumors, jeez, that's huge. And eyes are different sizes again, and their heads are so big. Now whatever she's got on her tongue, I don't support that, and I'm not gonna draw that. But that's how you know the character is so cool, because they swallow weird pills and do this. I love this angle, and I love her hairstyle, though it could use some shaping for sure. It looks like she's got slime dripping from her head. I will change the hand pose, however. I'm sorry, I can't stand this. I think this will look a bit less cringe. Don't know the actual meaning behind either of these hand gestures though, so if you know, let me know in the comments. She looks like Vi from Arcane a little bit with that hair. Oh my gosh, she's got the same nose piercing and brow scar. Man, I was ahead of my time. I mean, I get it. The design is so good, I'd steal it too. Alright. You can have it, Arcane. You have my blessing. I actually think I was pretty good at picking out colors for my characters. The color palettes look really nice on all of these. I barely had to change anything. I just made the colors a bit more pastel. But hey, look at her. She doesn't even look cringe anymore. That worked like magic. So I think here it was definitely a skill issue and not a design issue. She looks totally normal now. Now let's see the fox girl. I think she's cute. On her, I also think the color palette, the lavender and orange, works really well. Not a fan of this frame with leaves and doves. I'm not gonna add that. I'm gonna die drawing all those leaves. And it's gonna take up a lot of space on the canvas, so I don't think it's necessary. I don't know why she has 2 pairs of ears. She's got human ears and fox ears too. That's confusing. Also, what? Are those his little feet sticking out? That's so funny. I don't know how his back feet could end up in the front. Either she's holding him very wrong, or he's just a weird little guy with weird feet. Also, I'd love to give him some personality, make him look more alive. He looks pretty stone-faced here. Let the little guy smile. Again, I draw animals very rarely. That's one of the things I'd love to get better at, but I think his face turned out pretty cute. And she's got similar paint spots on her face like the swamp girl did, and I also gave her some orange blush to tie in the fox theme. And yeah, here's how she turned out. I love her. Very cute. Again, I think the design works perfectly well, and this was just a skill issue. What do you think? Here they are, both of them. They kind of match color-wise. They look good on the same sheet. I like it. Okay, let's move on to the next. I thought I needed to do one full body character with like a dynamic pose, so I laid my eyes on this girl. She looks really fun. I love the axe. One of my favorite tropes in character design is small little girls with huge deadly weapons. Like, I love Klee from Genshin Impact. I just think that's such a cool, fun concept. So I was really excited for this character. In terms of anatomy, she's got really wonky hands. The way she's grabbing her axe is kind of weird. I would love to give her pose some more firmness and confidence, so she's really standing strong and holding that axe tightly, because it's huge. It's bigger than her. I don't know how she's doing that. Also, I'm obsessed with the fact that she's got a missing tooth. That's such an adorable little detail that I think suits her so well. She probably knocked it out herself while she was swinging that axe. And I love her eyes, her pupils, and her chopped hair. I don't know if chopped can be used for hair, but it looks like someone went in and just chopped her hair very chaotically. I'm very impressed with this design. Like, I would make her one of my OCs right now. She's so cool. I was unsure about the red hair with pink dress at first because it didn't seem like it would work. I wouldn't go for that color combo now, but it actually looks very good. This is crazy. I must say, I never really liked drawing from reference, which I think you can tell. There was no reference involved in the making of these characters. Bless their hearts. I mostly only used pose references. I used a lot of pose references, and I did a lot of pose studies and stylized facial angles and expression studies. I did look for inspo pics, but inspo pic is not the same as a reference. Reference is something you actively look at while you're drawing, and an inspo pic is something you see and you go, wow, that's actually a cool pose or hairstyle or like an element, and then you put your phone away and start drawing your own thing inspired by that. But I never enjoyed drawing directly from photos and stuff because I had so many original ideas. I was exploding. I wanted to draw everything I had in mind, but my powers were still limited, so I couldn't make it work the way it was working in my head. And that's why I'm doing this challenge, because the ideas are there, they just lack the execution. But yeah, I always really liked designing characters, and that's why all these characters have all those unique features and accessories and makeup and fun color palettes. There was a time where I didn't really understand the point of making original characters and calling them original characters, because to me, every drawing was an original character. What do you mean? Look at these. Every single one is an OC. And honestly, nothing has really changed. I still rarely ever use references, only for things I haven't explored or drawn before, because I usually just start brainstorming and exploring my idea right on the canvas as I'm sketching. That's why my sketches take a long time, because I'm figuring out what I want to do, erasing, liquefying, moving stuff around, and I'm pretty confident with the level of anatomy I'm at right now, so I don't struggle with coming up with new poses and stuff, although I should for sure go back to doing studies and expanding my anatomy and perspective knowledge. I just haven't had the time to do that lately because I have so many other ideas and stuff to do, but you need to find time for studies. That's very important. Study, learn a new skill set, and then use those skills in a lot of practice, and then repeat. That's pretty much the formula. And here she is. I'm obsessed with her. She is so insane and crazy and cool. There were no design flaws, only skill issues, clearly. The design is fantastic. It's not like a complicated design, but she has these small, very unique features that make her really stand out, which is genius. I'm proud of you, little Valerie. Good job. And lastly, I wanted to do a man. As many other artists, I, of course, mostly drew girls because, I don't know, that seemed easier to do. I don't know why we all think female characters are easier to draw than male characters. Maybe because it's harder to draw a handsome man than to draw a beautiful woman. Because, like, every woman is beautiful and queen and slay and gorgeous. Like, you don't even have to try. But men, however, just kidding. Or am I? I mean, with that hairstyle, you really need some serious artistic abilities to make a man look handsome. That's possibly the worst hairstyle in the world. And it's not about the man bun. No, if he had long hair all around and he just tied up this top section, that would look so sexy, so samurai. But why did you have to shave off the sides? Even the monkeys are cringing. Again, I feel like I was great at picking out colors. Love that shirt. Gives off circus vibes, which ties in with the monkeys. The monkeys look extremely goofy. I don't think I've ever drawn a monkey before. Well, except for these guys, obviously. So I was using some monkey references to figure out what their face should look like, but obviously I'm stylizing them. I'm not sure I like the fact that he's got bananas in his pockets, probably because his pockets are way too small and these bananas don't fit at all. At first I thought, like, maybe I should only draw one monkey instead of 3, because monkeys are such complex creatures. Like, I did draw 3 frogs for the first drawing, but frogs are the simplest animal to draw. Literally a blob with eyes. And I think you can draw a frog any way you want, and it will look like a frog. A monkey, though, you take one wrong step and it already looks either like a cat or like a weird human alien. I really love this artist who draws super cute frogs. I'll put their art on the screen. It's so adorable. But monkeys definitely have way more range of poses and expressions and movement they can do, which makes them very fun to draw. And I like the way they turned out. They look very silly, as all monkeys should. And he looks as good as it's possible to look with that haircut, I think. With this one, I don't think this is a great design. It's pretty basic. Maybe if there was some more creativity on the monkeys, I would like it better. Like, if they had some cool outfits or accessories, but I don't know. I think here it was both the design issue and the skill issue. But I like the new version of him better for sure. At least now he has relatively normal proportions and doesn't look like a child with a beard. That's a win for him. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. This was really fun. I definitely want to do more of this. I have a lot more sketchbooks to go through and a lot more weird drawings to redraw. I just love seeing these all side by side. It's kind of trippy realizing like, oh, this one was also drawn by me, but it was just a different me. That's crazy. Yeah, so let me know what you think. How do you feel when you look at your old art? Do you cringe or do you feel kind of nostalgic? Because I feel both ways, but cringe is more prevalent for sure. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. By the time this video comes out, I probably haven't started working on the Q&A video yet. At the time of filming, I only announced the Q&A yesterday. So as you're watching this, the community post and the Instagram story where you can ask questions should still be up. So if you wanted to ask a question, you have plenty of time to do so. And she's here to tell you once again, thank you so much for watching and good night. Good day, goodbye.